Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm going to ask a big favor tonight from everybody. Alright? I'm going to ask you a big favor. It's different hardware today. My computer's having issues. Okay, so I'm using a different setup. Same monitor, same camera, everything's the same. Computer is different tonight. I want to know if at any time the stream just craps out for any reason. Is it bad connection? Is it lag? Whatever it is, I want you to let me know tonight when it happens. Nothing that I can do about it tonight while we're streaming. I just want to see if this is a better option than my regular setup. I mean, I would use my regular computer for everything as I normally should be, but it's having issues tonight. I can't get it to work. I can't even get it to start up, so I'm using this one tonight. Secondly, I have a feeling this one will probably go alright. But something has come up, and I will be out of town, actually, when the GBL Summit is live. Now, I will be bringing a laptop with me to stream the Summit. It's going to be really janky, and I don't know how well the internet's going to be. So, we're going to try to stream the Summit from wherever I am, from the laptop that I'm bringing. If it works, it works. But if we can't really, you know, if it doesn't work or stream goes down or something like that and it's really choppy, I might just axe that whole stream and just record myself watching the entire summit and reacting to that live instead. But I just don't know what the internet situation is going to be like. So that's just the only thing. I'm gonna try to make it work. And this, you know, this is like a maybe. I'm gonna be having to go to this thing. If I don't have to go this weekend, then nothing's changed. But if I do have to leave this weekend, then I wanted you guys to know that stream might actually be scuffed and I might have to just redo it. But I will be recording regardless a video talking about everything that they reveal. Okay? So, that being said, let's get into this, alright? If this shit is mostly about the frunge we failed, I don't even know what that is. A creature of intermediate extraterrestrial origin. I don't know what the frunge is. But alright, we'll just get started on this. I don't want to be doing this super late. And God, the more characters that they add to this game, the longer and longer that these become. A lot of these characters, you know, last season because of Kumo Augment, there was a lot of characters coming like in and out, you know, of their different rankings. But I think everything is going to go back to pretty much how it was before Kumo. If I had to guess, I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to go back to some pre-Kumo era stuff. Maybe why you sympathize with Fnatic? Oh, man, that's Kaku. Alright, it's whatever. So, obviously, the airbase is just the best, of course. Right? There's nothing better than the airbase in the entire game. Might leave it here. Airbase is garbage. I don't really gotta explain it to you guys at all. Why the airbase sucks. Unfunny, unfunny airbase joke. Yeah, a traditional unfunny airbase joke. Ingeris in S tier or Riot. I'll let you make an argument for Ingeris in the S tier for sure. But yeah, the airbase is terrible. All the bases need some kind of overhaul or rework. They actually, if you wanna talk at least a little specifics about the airbase, the energy base, and the MBA, all kind of are a little bit better with Mechagodzilla 74 liter because you can keep them alive longer. I think Mechagodzilla 74 liter is like a premier leader if you want to use any deck with like energy base, because it's going to keep energy base up longer, which can get you more energy. That's about it though. Anguirus. Anguirus had moved down in A tier a few spaces last season because of Kumo Augment. He's going back to the top A. Fun fact, even with Mechagodzilla 74 lead plus no trains, airbase is still horrendous. Yeah, well, the bases, the airbase and the M-Boss are still terrible no matter what. It's just like, they get like a little bit more health when you use whatever, the Mechagodzilla ability. I almost just want to like blow through everything that has just been around forever and then to go straight to like some of the new stuff, but I don't know if I want to do that. Alright, we got Batra and Batra as normal pulling up. I just lost chat. Sorry, let me bring chat up again. Okay. Batra. I put Batra really low in A last month. And I think I might have been too harsh on Batra last month. I think Batra was still probably pretty good. I don't know if Batra is in the S plus tier. Don't Rand just kind of say what you need to say and we can keep a good pace. Yeah, it's also true. I feel like Batra is somewhere in the S. And I don't know if Batra is S plus anymore. I think that Batra is still really good. But I think just the meta is just evolving and outpacing Batra. I mean, outside, like, GMK obviously is a hard counter. But nothing else here is like a super hard counter to Batra. I still think Batra is pretty good. Just be like me, say random shit when you get to the unit with no prior thought. I never have any prior thoughts, period. But I don't know. I feel like I want to put Batra in the bottom of S tier. Because he's not any worse than he was. I feel like just he's not needed as heavily as he was before. I don't think he's in the A tier. I'm just debating whether he should be in the bottom of the S plus or mid to bottom S. I think I want to keep Batra in the S for now. I'll circle back and see if my mind changes later, depending on where I place everything else. I'll keep him in the S. Also, hi, Chef. You playing Fortnite? You getting that Miles skin, boy? You getting that Miles skin? I know you got that. I saw you at the 29.9 skin. I know you got it. Don't lie to me. Swinging around with Aaron Yeager. Batra no longer important. Batra lead run. Here we come. Yeah. Try Batra lead. See how that does for you. Batra larva low C. He dies a lot, but the buff is decent. I normally just put the Batra larva in A. But I think I'm gonna put the Batra larva in B. I don't really think that Batra larva is an A anymore. I feel like Batra larva is gotta be a B. You always put him in like mid B? I feel like I always put him at like the bottom of A, but I'll put him in B. I don't know. He's good. I don't consider him a guaranteed evolution anymore. I think people are just smart enough to Dimension Tide or Trains or do any of that other shit, right? Like, they see him and they go from, I normally leave Batra alive, but I also run GMK in my deck, so I'm not really worried about Batra at all. So I'm gonna put Batra larva in B. He's kind of dropping off. The Biolante flower form I'll put behind. Biolante flower form I'll put ahead. The Biolante flower form is really like it's a guaranteed evolution pretty much. So I don't want to put it in A. I'll put it in B. I'll keep it in B. Normally I put it in B. You run who in your deck? Oh, I run GMK, baby. I am a chronic GMK user. And I see all the hate in the Discord. for GMKs. But let me tell you. Baby. I am running the fuck out of him. The fuck out of him, alright? Goated unit. I was realizing who? Fresh sweep. Flower biome question murder and cure. You have a chronic skill issue. GMK to go to everything but Godzilla battle line. Regular Biollante though is A tier. I really like her. I'm using her in my deck. I mean, we all know. Listen, I feel like for like I don't know, 90% of this roster at this point, if you left GMK so much, go get his crown. No, I don't want to use him as a leader. I want him as a unit. Man, I need something from you. It's urgent. Do you want to be represented by a normal monkey or DK for a video important? I'll be represented by Donkey Kong. I like him. I play Donkey Kong in Smash a little bit. I play him in all the Mario parties. I play Donkey Kong. Any Mario like party game, like party, kart, tennis, whatever. If Donkey Kong is an option, I pick Donkey Kong. But I feel like if you like him so much, get his 30 and 40 icons. Yeah. If I like him so much, maybe I should just spend my money on him. He's a leader of the bunch. You know him well. Getting distracted from the bombers. The issue at hand. I will say though, our D tier is going to be a lot smaller today than it was last month. But the bomber is terrible. I'm still convinced the bomber is the worst unit in the game, period. I think there's no salvaging it unless it was like a 2 cost and it was invisible. Who's my favorite unit in Battleline? Ultima, I think is my favorite unit. I actually lost to a bomber a while ago and you were disappointing yourself and you didn't uninstall? Cyberzilla, come on, you're better than that. D for D better than GMK. The D is silent. You shouldn't announce your favorite unit. Toho will need it to help. Will nerf it to help, please. No. Toho knows that they're not gonna touch Ultima. No one really uses him. He's a low-key sleeper. Alright. Burning Godzilla is S. I maybe Burning Godzilla is S+. But Burning Godzilla is definitely S. I'm really like convinced. Like he's just great. Yeah, too long didn't read. The explosion is great. The anti-air is great. It's just that he has to charge to explode. So pretty solid. I don't know if he's S+. I think he might be just S based on the charge only. What are you gonna do? Nerf Ultima? And that's when they gutted Ultima. We're gonna take GMK lead in fair and no one shall stop me. Bro, you're not gonna get your crown challenge done if you take him into fair. Alright, Spence, what do you think about Destoroyah? I've seen a total of 1 Destoroyah this season. I think Destoroyah is, like, just fine. I don't think he's, like, anything super crazy. I don't know if I want to put him in the top of B. At the very bottom of A. But I've literally only seen 1. And I don't know if that's because people are still scared of Kumo Augment. I don't know if that's because people are scared of Chibi Godzilla. I don't know what it is. It says Desic is falling in your opinion as a unit, but as a leader, he's just. I'm seeing Desic a lot as a leader. I'm seeing Desic a lot as a leader. A lot. But I've seen him on the field 1 time. Bro, almost put Desic in the same tier as the pre-Evos. Well, there's other things that are going to go into the pre-Evo tier, but I might keep Destoroyah at the bottom of A. I don't think Destoroyah is really, like, popping off right now. Oh, yeah, I'm too scared to play rank solely because of Chibi. Me too. Bro, listen, you see those level 30? You see the pink text Chibi Godzilla come up, and you're reevaluating all your life choices. Okay. The Destoroyahs. I think that the Destoroyah aggregate form is a B solely because aggregate form is really easy to evolve. I think that aggregate form is just like, it's not guaranteed evolution, but it's not super difficult, and I'm willing to have a discussion with chat on this one. I think he's B. I think the flying form is C. I don't really think I think the flying form is a little too fast for his own good. he's where I kind of get stuck on sometimes. I think the flying form is C. Also, compared for this 5 cost to the other 5 cost flyers, it's a lot weaker. But I do think that the crab himself is in the higher of the is coming up in the A tier. I think he's easier to evolve than Batra. Trust me, I'm Susilla. I know you're Susilla, not counting the front, yeah. I think this is what I like. It's gonna put him destroy an S++ solely because Edmonds can't go an 800 win streak with the aggregate on the team. It never goes perfect. Flying form is like Leo without the charge. Destroy flying form is basically mid-range Rodan with slower attack. Yeah, like I think I only want to put him in C because compared to the other 5 cost flyers, he's like not nearly as good, right? But you evolve him and he becomes like pretty solid. I've been running Destoroyah these last few days. My Destoroyah is only level 15 or 16, and my perfect form is going to fucking town. I'll tell you that. I'm like, I said at the start, I said as soon as Destoroyah was added and was terrible, I said just watch one day. I think later on Destoroyah is going to be cracked. And at the higher levels, I think I'm just going to start investing in Destoroyah. Like, unironically, I think Destoroyah has had a nice set of buffs. And I think now at, like, levels 15 and higher, this thing is really doing work. At levels, like, 25 and up, it's a fucking menace. What level's my Ultima? My Ultima's level 26 or 27. This isn't bad. You're bad. Receives the buff and bi-monthly. Destroys built different. There you go, Comics. Shout out Comics. He's the head Destoroyah crab in charge over here. But I think this is probably where I would put them all. I would maybe put... The only reason I'm putting the aggregate form over the flying form is that I think the aggregate is easier to evolve. And then compared to the other 3 costs, the aggregate is pretty good. But comparing the flying form to the other 5 costs, it's like not even in the same like ballpark. That's how major Hedorah buffs to make them worthy 7 costs. They should just make Mecha King Hedorah like a 6 cost again. Regular Destoroyah form, I think, is C. Somewhere in C. I think it's going to be like behind here. The regular Destoroyah swarm, they had a really nice buff a few months ago. That was an attack up, I think. I don't remember. But they shred. They shred pretty much any single target attacker, period. Like, end of story. If whatever they're fighting doesn't have AoE, they're probably gonna win. They got 0.1 extra damage. If you mean Destroy Head fan, what do you mean you head Destroy fan? I started this. Listen, I'm the head and fan in charge now, so take it or leave it. Take it or leave it, Coconut. But so they're doing pretty well against single target attackers. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bomb units, a lot of AoE are going around, so they're not really super viable. I would maybe make them cost less. I would maybe make them cost 3 or 4. And then I think they would be everywhere. If you made them 3 costs, these motherfuckers would be crazy. But for 5, it's just not cutting it. There's a middle ground somewhere. Probably like a little health boost and then make them 4 costs or something, and they would see a lot more play. Dimension Tide. I had Dimension Tide in S+ last month because you could move it into Kumo Augment. My nose is itchy. I don't know where I want to put Dimension Tide this season. I'm thinking in S. Maybe the top of A. It's still an extremely good tool. It's really, really good still. What do you chat say? Dimension Tide was really good until this season. Its range is still amazing, but since Frunge has so much health and immunity to it, it felt pretty hard. I think, yeah. I'm thinking about putting it in the S tier, for sure. I think Dimension Tide is probably in here. Somewhere like this. It's just, like, overall a really good, just versatile piece. It's going to get a lot of jobs done. A lot of people are using the bomb units. Throw this into the bombs and pull your enemies into your explosions. That's great. You can use this to pull Fire Rodans away from the enemy's heals, or you can use it to pull your enemies away from the heals from their Fire Rodan, or their Fire Rodan away from the enemies so that no one gets the heal, which is a pretty good strategy as well. Still using this with Kumo Augment is good. Using this with GMK is good. Batra is good. You said DT should always be on A. Yeah, the general consensus is this should be somewhere on high A or S. Me and my way to DT most terrestrials in the 4th Angel. So I think I'm going to leave this in the S tier. I think this is probably a safe bet. With how useful it is, it deserves S. It just has so much versatility for the cost. I don't even care about the damage or anything. Just being able to move and like manipulate the board is such a strong ability, and like nothing else has that. Or Kids has it, but Kids is not as good. Dorats. The Dorats. Well, now that Kumo is gone, Dorats were D. Dorats are probably in the C tier. Dorats are too good, totally not borderline Frunger card. Where's DT for your units? Dorats are easy A. That is a bold claim for chat that the Dorats are A. I would love to hear your explanation for why they're A. I don't think they're B. You know, Pissrats are good B. I'd put Dorats in B. They are very helpful with Leo. So are the Kamakuras. The Kamakuras just can't hit the Leo. Right? But the Kamakuras are going to hit everything else. The Hedorah in question. If you were to redo the tier list of leaders, you would lower Kiryu's tier? No, I made a leader tier list last month. So I'm firmly planted in there. I think Kiryu is up there still. They solo bio. Every unit that doesn't hit flying 4th Angel, JJ21, and bio. Dorats low B, trust you. I'll keep Dorats in high C for you. How's that? I don't think Dorats are B. They could. I don't know. I feel like your arguments haven't convinced me. The little yellow New Yorkers are low B. GMK says high Dorats. Yeah, like GMK eats them up. The explosions eat them up. They're not gonna stop my Gigan 04. They're not gonna stop my 10th Angel or my 4th Angel. They're not. I mean, they don't really stop anything, right? They just stop like Leo. Mbappe should be a tie. Should be A tier when you get to it. Even the chef is cooking the Dorats to be. Comms get eaten up, but they're still high up. Yeah, but the comms have like ridiculous health pool and are 2 cost and will stop bigger units on the ground. The Dorats are not going to stop some of those characters. You know? Comms are pretty much a counter to Gigan rush decks in their entirety. Are pretty much a counter to the Gigans rushing the 10th or the 4th Angels. They're a counter to anything touching the floor. And everything in the sky. The Dorats are only stopping things in the sky. Ridiculous health pool, the 450 HP question. Ridiculous health pool compared to what is available at that rank. You know what I'm saying. They do with Leo, Mogera, Kiryu, and other characters that get too close. I don't think they're that good, but if you guys want them up, I'll put them maybe right here. Probably fine. Low B. I'll put them in low B. Energy base is also pretty trash. I'm going to put it in the lowest of B. The kickers when you run cams and Dorats. That is the... We divorce Dorats for BW. We guess them into putting them into B. Nice job, Dennis. I can move it back. But the energy base, I think the energy base is the bottom of B. I think the energy base is having a little bit more success this season with Mechagodzilla leaders, but I don't think a lot of people are capitalizing on Mechagodzilla leaders with energy base because the amount of trains and dimension tides that are everywhere. So this is going into B, and as long as there are spells or characters that can be placed anywhere on the field, this cannot go past B into A. The only reason energy base could go into A is if it had its health increased dramatically. Maybe can just chat anymore. We're frunging. Yeah, I'm not re-chat anymore. But as long as there's things that can just be placed wherever that do a nice amount of damage, this is going to have to stay like B or lower. Because it's just going to get worse the more of those characters get added. Now, top of B, is the Fire Rodan pre-Evo. Decent body blocker, 4 cost, speed boost, flyer, decent all-around run-of-the-mill. I really don't like this render, though, with all the white shit around it. This one, though, this Fire Rodan, I think this Fire Rodan is S+. I think this Fire Rodan is S+. I am not running in my deck. I don't even know if I have Mothra Leo in my main deck. I might. I don't know. I'm running this Rodan, and it is kicking so much ass. The healing on this thing is phenomenal. The attack on this thing's alright. The speed boost is really good. I'm a big fan of the speed boost on this thing. Getting the Viability to run right up London is huge. Pushing GMK up, pushing the 4th Angel up. Alright, that's some BS. If it gets hard counted by 4 cost effect that almost everyone runs, so no shot. He's better than Burning with how good his explosion and kit is. He's countered by a 4 cost effect that almost everyone runs. Dimension Tide? No shot, he's better than Burning with how good his explosion and his kit is. Fireman dead in the range. Too annoying when overtime is approaching. Fireman is definitely S+ tier. Fireman is not really S in your opinion. Fireman is a great choice. You swear to God, you put him in all my decks. He's such a blast and he's a lot of health, giving you lots of room for errors. Fireman would be S+ tier, but he fell off this season. A tier. He sucks, but he sucks. He gets sucked away by Dimension Tide. Alright, he still puts in work for the Dimension Tide. Exactly. Spending 4 to rid Fireman heal means you pay for his fighting 1 cost. That's great. Once over time goes in, it's basically guaranteed win if you have Fire Rodan. Listen, I think he's really good. I'll put him here and we'll compromise. We'll call it a day. I think he's definitely better than Batra. I do think he's better than Batra this season. There's so much health being thrown around between the Angels, Burning Godzilla, GMK, Anguirus is everywhere, right? Even the Mecha Godzilla leader, his ability on top of the Fire Rodan, because they'll stack, is really solid. My Fire Rodan casually going over GMK to heal whenever fooled away. I think Fire Rodan is in the S tier for sure. I don't think he's any lower. He's very solid. And just because the Dimension Tide will pull him away doesn't make him any worse. Just makes the Dimension Tide better. Sunday is garbage, though. Right now, Sunday has no purpose in the game. It's 2 costs for a slow. That sucks. And because we can't Sunday stun for the permanent stun lock anymore, it's pretty much useless. So it's out. Everyone still uses Badger for the attack boost. Yeah, everyone still uses Badger for the attack. A lot of people do it too as well. A lot of people use him for the attack boost, but I haven't been using him for that boost at all this season. Giant octopus. Yeah, Fire is the only good for the heal and speed boost, but if you have DT, you can hinder. The main reason you would have him, the speed boost, can also be a liability. Sometimes you're not paying attention. That's not going to be good with long-range units. Or thoughts on the Frunge. I mean, who prefers Space Godzilla? Also, can force a Dimension Tide if it gets annoying. Removing Final or Gigan's permanent stun was an L. Yeah, I agree. Removing the permanent stun is an L. Alright, well, this is obviously in the S+ tier Giant Octopus. I mean, we're not fucking stupid here. This is the best. This is as good as it's going to get. A kinder man, a more reasonable man than me would put him in the S+, right? Of course. I think realistically he's in D tier. Giant Octopus worse than Stealth Bomber because I've never been killed by him. I don't think he's even hit my leader. I cannot in good conscience put Giant Octopus worse than the Stealth Bomber. Could you imagine a reality where Toho wasn't upset with us about the Giant Octopus thing and he actually was like a really good and useful unit? He's, out of all the units that I'm putting in the D tier, he's probably the best on defense. If you have him on New York or London and he's in the water and you have yours at level 30 and he can hit and he, for whatever miraculous reason, hits an enemy, they're getting stunned for like 14 seconds. He legitimately has the best slow in the game. It's just like he's unusable, which is crazy. Okay. Well, here's about this. Let's say hypothetically I wanted to put Gigan Final Wars in the S tier. Would you complain about that? Is there any Final Wars Gigan deniers in the chat? I'm seeing high A and S. I'm seeing goated. I'm seeing S+. S tier. Can we compromise and put him in the bottom of S+? I think he's worthy. I think he gets it. I think Gigan is either the top of A or the bottom of S+. I could make a compromise and I can put Gigan in the top of A, but then I'm going to put Burning Godzilla in S+. That could be an option that we do. I think Burning Godzilla is easily an S+ character. He's an S. So a lot of people saying he's an S. Just put it in top A or low S, doesn't matter. I'd say low S considering your ranking some units. Because I think he's really good. I think this guy has saved me more times than I can count. More times than I can count. Mikey D says Burning is A. I think you're smoking crack. He's definitely not. He's definitely in an S or higher. Farmer's Gigan, high S, so fair. S is fair, but not S+. So let's do this then. Let's do this. I almost want to put Burning into S+. I feel like this is probably more accurate. Biollante is S? I don't think Biollante is S. An S+ character is going to perform extraordinarily well on all maps. On London, she's an S+++. On New York, she's an S+, but on Tokyo, she's like a C. Your ranking of Bio below Angie is still disgusting. I'll swap it. I've been using Biollante a lot recently, so I can't really hate on her too much. I'm really liking her a lot. I'll swap her for you. But she's not going into S, but I'll keep her here, because she's going to be either the second to the top of A or the top of A. Normal guy can be used way too much recently to push the fourth angel. Yeah, she's also a baddie. So, this Gigan, I think this Gigan is C tier. I really don't like this Gigan. I don't think he's very good. And the only argument I ever see for this character being any good or usable is to push the fourth angel. I don't think that makes a very compelling argument for the use case of this character. If this character's only job is to push another better character, then it's bad. Right? If its sole purpose is to just push other characters, and that's not even the intended function of the character, I don't think it's bad. Or I don't think it's good. I think it is bad. I'm going to keep him in C. But I'm going to put him in the mid to high C. Because he definitely has decent health and decent damage. But any character that just runs straight for the enemy leader is not good in my book. But it's definitely not on the level of Stealth Bomber anymore. Shogun is horrifically mid. It's just like chronically mid. It's like kind of can be a surprise, but like Kamakuras are going to dismantle it and it's just going to be used to be pushing around shit. You can do a lot more than push. Used right, it's rough to deal with when opposite of the rest of your push. Still not great, but it's decent. So it's gonna be C. But melee is good DPS. But I don't give a shit about his DPS. You want to talk about DPS, baby? We got G21 S+ tier. Done. Enough said. No, he went from he was in D tier last season because of Kumo augment. G21 is somewhere in B. I think he's probably in the middle of B, somewhere to like middle or high B. His buff that he got is solid. I think his buff is solid. I just think he's too easy to counter, man. Gigan 04 will counter him. Kamakuras, like, he's got a chunky buff. His buff is really, really good. There's another Godzilla on this list with a really good buff that we'll talk about as well. But G21 is not better than Flying Form Destoroyah. G21 user saying his A, the Mantis in question. Yeah, I don't think he's A because I think he's too counterable. I think he is definitely one of the highest skill gap cards in the game. I think really skilled players will see a lot of success with him, but I think your average player is just going to fumble him like crazy, and Kamakuras will just take him down entirely. So he's going to be somewhere in the mid to high B range, I think. His buff was really helpful, but it was not enough to put him into A. This Godzilla, you have to build completely around G21 and play it right. Yeah, it's high skill. G21 fans of Bylante. Now, this Godzilla, I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the top of B. My 54 on the tier list has always been at like the bottom-ish of A. I'm gonna put him in the top of B. I mean, I don't know. He's really good. Like, his stats are really good. But if you don't have everything leveled, he's going to be more of a detriment to your team than anything else. 55 is good as if you have all the levels on the other units. Yeah. Which is not something I'm super stoked about personally. I think he's fine. There are some really good plays. Like, if you... G54 is A if you have the levels. Yes, he's a very... he's a very whale card. Like, he works best when you have spent the resources on other characters. Because, I'll tell you what, I had a really close game with Pans the other day. And I'll tell you this. If he did not pull in the final, literally like the final 15 seconds of the match, if he did not pull a Kiryu, he lost that match. But he did pull the Kiryu, and he just dropped it on my leader and won. But if he didn't pull the Kiryu, if he pulled any of the other characters from that list, he would have lost the match. He just got lucky and pulled the Kiryu out. You say that he got a buff to his speed. I think increasing his speed was a nerf. I know it's a buff because they increased it, but I feel like it's a nerf because he doesn't really fit as well into pushes as he used to. He's a little too fast for some other characters. Yeah, Pan's just lucky. I think he's high B. I think that if you have the levels on him, or on all the... If you have high levels on him, he's really good. Right? But I think if you have invested in all the other Godzillas, he's even better, and that will put him into A. But if your average player probably doesn't have a ton of crazy levels on all the characters, so he's going to be high B, just on his own merit. But then with all the other characters leveled up, he would be in the A tier. G89... I don't know. Are we feeling that G89 is in a worse spot than G21, or are we feeling that he's in a better spot than G21? He's somewhere in the middle of B. I don't think he's A. G54 attack speed was buffed too, wasn't it? I think just his movement speed was buffed for 54. I don't know where exactly I want to put 89. He is not in a great spot at the moment with all the flyers around. He's still going to work through... He's worse. Too far from the turrets if he's in front. 89 has just been put through the ringer, man, with all these other characters. G9 is still A or S. Good for low level and high level. All right. I disagree. I don't think he's good at the high level either. Because I mean my Kamakuras, I don't think I've had a G89 touch my leader in months, because solely because of Kamakuras. Right? So I want to put him in B. I think he really he's like same tier as G21 right behind him. G9 is B tier. Yeah, G21 will tank in 89 sadly. So you're right, I think, in that placement. Yeah, I think there's probably a proper placement. I think under the right circumstances with the right team, G89 could probably do some work. You got to kind of play him smart. But he has just a ton working against him right now. So I think he's going to be in B. Earth, though. Now the Kumo isn't everywhere. Earth is... I don't know. I don't think Earth is in the S at all anymore. What do we have him in? S plus last month? Gina 89 is also leader popular. Well, this is not about leaders. This is tier list about only on the field. We have a separate tier list for leaders. Low S for Earth. Earth is mid A. You think Earth is S if you can play him? He's... I don't know if I want to put him in S, but I want to put him high. I think he's probably like somewhere like here. Like he's up in the top of A. Earth is big chunk is S tier. This motherfucker when 20 is an easy low S, especially DT combo. Earth is low A. Earth is B, right behind Dimension Tide. So what if we compromised and I put him here, top of A? What if I put him here? I don't quite think he is S compared with these other characters, but I think that he is probably the best of the pack and is just under S. Well, Pans just said that this was fair. Pans is a chronic Earth user, and he said this is fair placement. He's A or B tier for the way some people play him. Not fair. I'm speaking for him. He's never dog. I cannot kill Girth. Massive skill issue on your part. Pan's more potent than Bio Moon Rocks. I'd say correct. We'll leave him here. Maybe we'll revisit him at the end because I still want to relook at the Destoroyahs, how I placed them, and I want to relook at. I'm gonna look at the Hedorahs again. I think. Cam's counter Earth. Yeah. Every time I know it's a good battle with Pans when he messages me on Discord after we fight and he goes, man, fuck those Kamakuras. Earth is either the best unit on the field or a walking building that can't do anything. Well, I put him in A tier for that. He's either the best unit or he's doing nothing. Terrestrius. Ah, God, where do I want to put Terrestrius? I feel like Terrestrius is in... I don't know. I don't want to put Terrestrius in C tier. I feel like Terrestrius has got to be lower B, right? Mid B? I feel like Terrestrius is just fine. Girth either asks what color your Bugatti is or posts edits of himself with anime girls. High C for Terrestrius. Piss tier. C tier, he's harder to evolve than flying form Destoroyah. Well, I don't think the Dorats are better than Terrestrius. So if we're placing Terrestrius in the C tier, the Dorats are getting moved. Because I'm okay with putting him at the top of C. But then these guys are coming at like here. Something like that. Terrestrius is useful, honestly, to spawn if something big is closer to the leader. The heal soaks up enough damage so that he and your leader can kill the big guy. He's almost as hard to evolve as Rode 93. Now the Dorats are way better than Terrestrius. I don't know about that one. Ultima, though. That's my favorite. If this was a personal tier list, man, he would be at the top. I love Ultima. I love Ultima a lot. But I don't think this season he's as good as he has been. Move the Rents back before Cloverfield becomes real. Gigan 04 kills Terrestrius. Dorats kill Gigan 04. Food Chain says otherwise. Ultima's kind of buzzed to put him in A. No, Ultima was never not going to be in A. It's just his position in A. Right? He's really good. I almost want to... I don't know if I want to put it... I think he's kind of head and head with Destoroyah. Destoroyah is really, really good for up-close battles, but Ultima is really good for the far-away battles. Ultima's just been a powerhouse from day one, so I got nothing but love for Ultima. Hedorah flying form... Put it like here. It does nothing and it evolves. So you get a guaranteed evolution. Congratulations. Regular Hedorah, though. I think regular Hedorah is probably better than G21 right now. I've been seeing a lot of them. I've been seeing a lot of them on the field. Hedorah, and they've been giving me a run for my money. They're doing pretty good against the bomb squad because a lot of players will end up keeping the bomb squad grouped together. And Hedorah can hit them all and give the poison damage, which is good. She's decent against flying. She's going to knock out swarms. She's just all around really solid. I don't think she's in the A tier anymore. I think she's been outpaced just purely on stats. And if she is an A, I maybe would put her in the middle of A. But I don't even think so. I think she's just like at the top, the mid to top of B. I just don't know where exactly I want to put her in B. I think she's really solid. I think she's just really solid, and she's getting outpaced in terms of just damage output. That's it. I think just in terms of damage output, she gets outpaced. But she is really solid. So I'm going to keep her in high B. Hedy is total A. Hedorah is not an A tier character anymore. She doesn't have the stats to cut it with some of the A tier characters anymore. She needs a buff. She just needs a buff, either to her damage increase or her health increase, and she'll go back to being A. But I think at the moment, she's in high B. Because she's very versatile and she works really well. There's just other characters that are doing what she does, but better. At the moment. Bring back 3-cost head. 3-cost Hedorah would be A tier again. Head behind Fire Redan first form. I'm not solid on where I want this Fire Redan first form. I'm thinking like this or like this. But this is pretty good still. This is a pretty good body blocker. I can compromise with this. I think is probably fair. Put the rats back into B, coward. No, I won't. Now here we are with Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar, this form, pretty okay. Basically just sits around. Jet Jaguar basically just sits around and does your damage boost, and you can move him around. That's fine. Apparently, with this Jet Jaguar, you can, like, I don't know what it was, hit one-shotting characters or like double hitting attack or something like that, but he's got a bug that makes him busted apparently. So if I had ever seen this bug working, I feel like then he would be S+ tier, but I've never seen this bug. I've only just heard of this bug, so I'm gonna put him into the top of the D tier because odds are this is where he's gonna end up in your game. Subspace Trip Mine. Hello, I've noticed you. Jet Jaguar Singular Point, one of my favorite characters in the game, is probably in the B, something like right here. I think a higher end B. Really good. Really good for, he can tank a lot of fucking damage, man. The way he's activated, just make sure he lands on an enemy when you deploy him. I think Jet Jaguar Singular Point, you say he's A? He's not A, bro. He's not A. He's not A. He's not. He's not A because there's a lot of piercing going around. There's a lot of characters that hit multiple times, and they will just run through his shield immediately. As soon as they run through his shield, he gets stunned temporarily, and he can't even attack. He's going to lose a lot of health. He has really good DPS. His DPS is actually better than Biolante's, as long as Biolante is not in water, so she doesn't have her boost. But he doesn't have the range for some of these units that he's fighting anymore. He can't hit air. He's getting absolutely reamed. When he first came out, he was like an S tier. Like an easy, like an S, bottom S, top of A. Because he was just blocking fucking everything. But now there's piercing. Now there's all these AoEs, there's all these explosions, there's high health. He just is not able to compete with what you would need him to do. Either he needs more charges in that shield that he has, or he needs to be able to hit air or something or other. I think Singular Point Anguirus is going to be a better version of him. 5-cost Kamakuras are dookie garbage. I do not like them. Yes, they have similar stats. Maybe they're the same stats to the regular Kamakuras, but it costs more, and that's bad. This is, I don't know. Maybe this is the S+, right? SS+. The Kamakuras are great. 2 cost, 3 of them. Pretty decent health pool for being 2 cost bronze units. Cam Swarm benefits from GD9 leader ability. Regular Kamakuras do not. Regular Kamakuras also, or Kamakuras Swarm also costs 5, and so does Batra, Fyrodan, Mothra Leo, Burning Godzilla, 4th Angel. GMK is a 6. I'd rather save 6 and get GMK out on the field. Imagine Mr. Med being your favorite YouTuber. He's my favorite YouTuber. Fans, that's just because I talk to you. But S tier sometimes backfires when Splash or Pierce. But Camera Swarm behind Go, even he's better. Listen, I'll do that. Anything to pump up. Anything to pump up Giant Octopus. But it's not that they are bad. It's the energy. It's the energy to use them is not good. And they're going to just go down super fast. And you just burned 5 energy. GMK is going to obliterate them. Anything with an on-death explosion is going to immediately obliterate them. Anything in the air that costs 5 is going to obliterate them. For 5 cost is a very valuable cost in this game. There are a ton, most meta units are 5 or 6 costs. There are some exceptions like Gigan and Gigan 04 and Geras and Biolante who are a little bit cheaper. There are some that are like Final Wars Godzilla or GMK who are a little bit cheaper. 5 cost is very valuable slot to have. I'm not going to sacrifice a Mothra Leo for the Kamakuras Swarm. The reason you're my favorite is because you play my favorite game, and you're the only person I know who plays it. Thank you. I love being the default option. That's great. Cam's an S+, what the fuck, not that high, maybe S. Listen. They haven't left my deck pretty much since day one. If they're not S, high S, S+, I don't fucking know what is. Because they're crazy. They're just all reliable. 2 cost, decent health pool, decent damage, decent attack speed. Really good, just counters Kiryu, counters Mogera, counters G89, counters anything pretty much touching the fucking ground. So I'll put them in the high S. Right, they're just fucking great. Just on like every level, they're fucking great. Kids is C. Don't disagree, they aren't S. Mid S. Too much splash units, GMK. You know what? I'll put them like here. I'll do like that. They're like the baseline for S then. How's that? Because I feel like this is a more valid progression, I feel like. Kids, though. I still don't think Kids is very good. I don't like Kids. I hate them. I hate Kids. Every time I see Kids, I just wanna cry. You've never had Kids work for you? Well, I hope you've never had Kids work for you because that's illegal in most countries. Kids is whale, yeah. Kids gets a lot better when you have crazy levels on it. When you can get the Kids teleportation to be like 3 seconds, that's phenomenal. Unfortunately, not everyone has that. I think Kids is probably at the top of D or the very bottom of C. I'm going to put it in the top of D. So I think that if you have a ton of levels to spend on it, yeah, high level Kids is an A, low level Kids is D. Exactly. There's no really in between. If you can get this teleportation thing to be like 3 seconds, you're cooking because you can just drop G89, drop this, and pretty much win. Drop the 4th Angel, G89, and win. But if yours is really low level, it takes a long time to teleport, it's easy to telegraph, and it's going to get countered immediately. King Caesar. He's having a little bit of a rough go, too, because of all the flyers, but he's in an alright spot. I almost want to put him, like, right here somewhere. I feel like this is probably appropriate. Maybe a little lower. Burning Godzilla is a lot better than I thought. I never used him, but I just did, and he's very good. Yeah, Burning Godzilla is one of the best. Def B, people love King Caesar. Yeah, people love King Caesar, but he's not as good as he used to be because now there's more options. And Leo does what he does, but where's Leo? Does what he does, but better. You say just under G89? I'm feeling he's around the G89 spectrum, where he's in that ballpark of he used to be really solid, and now he's like kind of not. So I might just put him like that. He still will do a lot of damage if he hits your leader or hits any of your characters, but like Kamakuras, Gigan, anything that slows, it just stops him in his tracks. I don't know if I want to put Mecha King Hedorah in A. Maybe like the bottom, and then this one would be like right here. Maybe like here. I think that's probably fine. Maybe like this. I don't fucking know. Something about him, man, is just not good. I don't know what to say. I just don't think he's very good. Statistically, he is weaker than Destoroyah. MKG and KG are basically the same unit. Why not put S and A tier? Put Sand tier. 7 cost not good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll put him like this. I mean, both in the same spot. I like the top of B. Do like that. I like the same fucking character. If he had any, like, if his attack speed was lower, like I wish it used to be. It used to be low. If it was lower like that, still he would be really good. But ugh, they fucking bungled that, didn't they? Kiryu, and we'll do Kiryu Kai with them. Kiryu Kai's just out of order because of when this was made. Statistically, in fact, it does get miles better. So Kiryu. Regular Kiryu is like this, and Kiryu Kai is like this or something. I really don't think there's a huge difference between them either. I think Kiryu Kai is just marginally better because of the stats. Otherwise, they're like the same fucking thing. I think Kiryu Kai is marginally better. Kiryu Kai could have just been its own character and called it a day, right? I think this is probably fine. Maybe like this. I don't know. Aguirus and singular point to Jaguar are equals, you're smoking crack. Kai's downside is his long range single target. Yeah. His AoE is nasty. I personally like Kiryu better than Kai. I like that. I feel like Kiryu's better. Swap him. Kiryu's better because his AoE is always better. Okay. I was in the same boat. That I think regular Kiryu is better too because he always has the AoE. And then this one has to switch between the single target and the AoE. I like this one. Nice thing, JJ single point is goated. JJ single point's alright. Not as good as Anguirus. He's alright. The conch monkey himself is probably like something like this. What are the best 8 kaiju to use in your deck? It depends on the deck you're using. You can take a look at this list. I'll tell you the best 8 in general. But I got videos on the channel in the deck building section talking about what decks to make. What decks to use. Yeah, 8 Godzilla Earth. That's what you want to use. Kiryu's S, you'd say. Gorilla Gaming with G89. I feel like... I don't know. I don't even feel like I want to put him in B. Because he's just he's just worse than G89. Maybe he would be like here. I mean, I think Terrestrius is better than Kong. Like, Kong is like a non-issue when I see him on the field. He has worse stats than 89. He's... what is he, cheaper? He's cheaper than G89, but he has worse stats? I don't know. When was the last time you saw Kong use? I've literally never seen Kong as a unit in the last, like, year. Never. I think just purely on a statistical basis, he's probably in the B tier. But in terms of his usage, he would be, like, I've never seen him. You know? I feel like he would have to be in the C tier. Or the very bottom of this B tier with all the other, with the pre-evolutions. I say put Kong in C tier. He gets hard countered by anything, especially M-Boss. Kong is so awful as a unit. I literally send him to kill. Angie has no issue. Kong loses to Angie in rank. Kong is too fast for a tank too. He can't stall. Yeah, that's why I want to put him in C. Like, I don't think that he's very good. I never seen Destoroyah. Why is he A? Because Destoroyah is a fucking menace. I've been using Destoroyah and he's absolutely insane. At a higher level, minus 15, he's just cracking skulls left and right. Destoroyah's actually, unironically, starting to get really good. Only Kongs in the field are the bot accounts. They send you one when they feel bad. Markalite is probably in the D range, somewhere like this. It's not very good. that's good early game. It's not good mid to late game. I'm talking about in terms of your account, like mid game account and high and like end game account. It's not like actually in the battle. It can be good in certain situations. There's trains running around constantly. It's pretty much dead on arrival. The M-Boss are probably in the B range as well. I would maybe put the M-Boss base like right here. Somewhere like this. They're fine. The M-Boss are like just okay. I really don't think they're very impressive. They're alright, but I would rather spend the 5 energy for 7 of them over time than I would for the 2 or 3 energy, whatever it is, for the 2 of them. I'm going to put these ones pretty low. I'm going to put these ones like here. I think these ones are like fine. I don't even think they're better. I literally don't even think they're better than Giant Octopus. Because at least Giant Octopus can take a fucking punch. These things die immediately. Speaking of whatever happened to the third force units, they just like took them out. They're still in the code, but I put it with ear B. They both get cocked by trains. Yeah, okay, that works for me. Put it like this. Mecha Godzilla is easy C tier. I think he's probably worse than Kong. Although he can hit anti-air, he needs a major upgrade. The 2 should be higher than base because they are easy to get. No. The 2 are not higher than the base because the 2 die immediately. So you spend your 2 or 3 energy basically for them to just die at the same time. Although with the M-Bob base, you can for 5 you can stagger the bases, the tanks, and use them as a way to stall your opponent. You can't do that with the other 2 because they just immediately both instantly die. Put Megagodzilla below Gigan. Gigan is far more useful. That's fair. I'll do that. This guy sucks. I might even do this. I think that they're just like, but then fuck, I don't even think he's that. I don't even think Destoroyah is that bad. I mean, these 2 just need an upgrade of some kind, like a critical upgrade, right? They're just not very good right now. They're not really usable anywhere. Him as a leader, kind of. Megaguirus, I think, is probably somewhere like here. I don't think Megaguirus is in a bad spot. Megaguirus has just always been really solid, really fine option. I think she's just alright. She's not super bad. She's not super good. I might even put her like this. And call it a day, because she's pretty decent. Manila. I like Manila a lot. Manila's probably like this. Somewhere over here. Manila used to be really good. Now there's a lot of other long-range options, a lot of other stun options. So he's kind of shut down now. He's not as good as he used to be. He got a health. They nerfed his health and they nerfed his attack speed. And that just put him in the fucking ground. And that was months ago. That was last summer, right? That was right around Ultraman release. They fucked up Manila. So, big L for him. Manila gets steamed by almost anything. I say put King Caesar above him. I don't know. I don't know if he's worse than King Caesar. I like them both, but I feel like Manila is a little bit more versatile. But King Caesar does a lot of damage. Fuck yeah, I'll just do that. Manila was an S tier for a long time, and then he's dropped down. Missiles suck. Don't use the missiles. Just don't use the missiles. For 5 energy, you're not doing as much damage as you wish you would be doing. Use the trains instead. The trains are way better. Mogera. I want to put Mogera in high B. Anyone have anything to say, any freshness to say to me about the Mogera in B? I think he's really in high B. I think he's really good. I think he's really. I should say really decent. I don't think he's a material, but I think he is a really decent unit to just drop whenever you want. I think he's pretty good. Some decks he is like an S tier, like in a Kiryu stall deck. At least you can use Stealth Bomber as a shield. Missiles can't do anything. Low A for Mogera, the very bottom. I could live with that. I could live with that. I like Mogera. I'm pretty big into the Mogera scene. I like using them a lot, honestly. Most missiles are fucking gold trap for new players. Actually useless. Never use it. Yeah. No. That's 100% true. Gold trap. Alright. The Mothras. I'll do like this. Mothra larva is probably something like this. And Mothra imago is probably like here. Maybe here. Maybe here, honestly. But Mothra Mako's pretty good. Her AoE is good. She hits like 10 times. She does a decent amount of damage. She just doesn't have a ton of health. That's it. She's pretty good all around. She's decent. She's not bad. She's not terrible. She's just decent. I know, just tripping of the slugs of JJ Flying and Sunday. You think JJ and the Sunday are better than this? I don't think so. Imago was really good when leveled. Yeah, no, Imago was crazy. What did you say? Porch light weakness? Yeah. Mothra Leo? Dude, Mothra Leo is fucking wild. I want to put Mothra Leo in S plus tier. Let me put something in S plus tier. This motherfucker is S plus tier. His stats are so dumb. He does a shit ton of damage, and he's got a ton of health. He's got a great range. I think he's above Burning Godzilla. I can switch it around. I don't really ever use an S plus. I don't really, put them in any particular order in S plus. But fucking Leo, man, is crazy. Leo is like a game winner. Just purely like a tanky air unit that just does a shit ton of damage. He's fucking crazy. He's phenomenal. One of the best in the game, for sure. Finalizing Gigan, I think, should go in S plus. So freaking useful. That's what I said, and everyone gave me shit for it. Naranga, I think, is probably around here somewhere. Like the lower end of A. Naranga's not that bad. Naranga got a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a juice up a few months ago. At this time, Naranga's in the game, believe it or not, almost a year now. The June, so next month will be the 1-year anniversary of Godzilla, or Shin Godzilla, and Naranga would be the following month in July. So he's almost a year old. So a lot of people have him in the 30s. People are saying high A or S. So like, would you want something like this? Something mid? Because I think he's mid to low. You all think he's S? I don't think he's S. Counters so many. Freeze's leader. I don't think he's an S tier. I've never really had a problem with him, but he's... I could put him here with Anguirus. I don't like how slow it is, but overall he's very good. The stealth is really the kicker for me. I really like the stealth on him. Naranga's good for stun locking Anguirus and GD9, and stealth can give him a leg up in combat sometimes. Does he put him above Destoroyah or Kiryukai? Definitely not above Kiryukai. Okay, so here's about this. This seems fair then. Also, Earth is S tier. You're a little late for the Earth propaganda. Psychic Chorus. Where's Psychic Chorus? I haven't personally used Psychic Chorus in some time. I see a lot of people using it. I know at high levels it's really good. I feel like I want to put Psychic Chorus... I don't know. Maybe in the high A? It's just very useful, but it's not as good as it used to be. It used to be really fucking good. Jeez, we've been at this for over an hour and we still have dozens of units left. Yeah, that's normally how this shit goes. Of course, as nutty as ever, just put it and trains right with Dimension Tides, since they both do the same thing, just opposite. So then we'll put Psychic Chorus probably like up here or something, right? I feel like everyone... Oh, no. No. I feel like this is probably a safe spot for Chorus. I don't think it's necessary in a lot of decks, but I think it's very solid all around. Any opposition to this, I think this is probably fair. I'll be willing to revisit it. Rodan, this Rodan though, I think is actual fucking garbage. I think the Dorats actually are better. Let me do this. I think that ad is probably right. Low S? I don't think the Psychic Chorus is low S. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere in the A. I don't think it's S. Because S is... Fire Rodan is an S tier. Fire Rodan is better. You need to run Chorus or Trains in your deck, just a fact. Yeah, I run the Trains. I don't run the Chorus. I go for strictly damage. But now we're in Shin Godzilla. So that's fun. We love Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is not that great unless you're no one, player no one, and he's got one level 30, and it's fucking terrifying. This thing is probably like right here. Maybe here, because it is fucking hard to kill in the water. That shit is hard to kill in the water. This guy doesn't really do anything. He just evolves. I almost want to just put him here. Top of D. Like, he didn't really, like, do anything except just be, like, a guaranteed evolution. I think... I don't know. Maybe he's here. I think this is probably more fair. You're welcome, Forsaken. I think this is probably fine. I don't know if I would change it. Maybe it would make him worse, maybe not. Shin Godzilla himself is, I think, in the B tier. I think he's probably like... maybe like this or like this. I don't think he's very good. I think he's alright. Second form Shin, last D. Only first form Shin is last D. No, the first form is decent. The first form of Shin Godzilla is harder to... if you put him in the water, he becomes a bitch to kill. Him better than G21? I think they're like right around the same. Like, I don't know. Like, these three are like right here. I don't think he's insanely good. She needs to rework. Should automatically AoE. Yeah, it's the fact that he needs to switch to single target. If he had just AoE only, he'd probably be up here. But he's all right. He's a B tier. He's got really good stats. Sorry about that. He's got the stats to boot. It's just his kit is not really all that good. He's easy. I think he's easy to evolve, but he doesn't really have the shit to back it up, you know. Space Godzilla. I think Space Godzilla is kind of coming back. I think Space Godzilla is probably like around here somewhere. I don't think Space Godzilla is B. I think Space Godzilla is probably somewhere in the A tier. I don't think he's B. Now that Kumo isn't around, he's shot back up. Viability basically eliminates all of his crystals and everything. GMK helps a lot too, but you can pretty much always have his crystals up. Maybe like here. Oh, what did you just say? Spence him with Ultima. They're good niche picks. Yeah, I think he's just fine. I don't think he's bad. I think if you have him and you can use him well, he's really good. He just gets countered by like a few units. It's not the end of the world. Fun fact, Megagodzilla 21 is officially 605,450 US tons. Jesus Christ. It's a lot of fucking metal. Go yawn again. You know, I bought a little caffeine drink for this, and I just never used it. I never even brought it in here. Super X is pretty good. I don't know where I want to put it. I almost want to put Super X here. But I also kind of want to put Super X somewhere like in here. Like, I feel like this is probably fine. Super X is a little expensive now, but it's pretty good. And it's a bitch if you can't get to it in time. It just gets a lot of chip damage on you. I think it's somewhere down here, or like high. I think it's either high B or like kind of low A. I think this is probably fine though. Now we're getting to some of the newer units, and I say that as in this is the last year's worth of units. The space goes in question upon meeting GMK in bio. Super X would be great if it Dimension didn't exist. Look at this, guys. This is the last year's worth of characters. Look at that. This is pretty much what this game has added in the last year. Ultraman, Zeton, Naranga is too, but Naranga is out of order. All these guys, look at that. It's crazy. We love that. Okay, so what are we adding here next? Ultraman. I really like Ultraman. I think that I would probably throw Ultraman somewhere in the A. I think probably like around here is fine. Ultraman Super X and steroids, and with the piercing to boot, he deserves high A in your book. It's his damage is a little too low these days. When they hit him with that 10% nerf, it really hurt him a lot more than we thought. I think he's probably like here. I mean, he's immune to stun, so he'd be above Naraga. I think this is probably fair. That seems right to me. Trains? I feel like Trains is an S or a high A. Like something like this. No, I'll put the Trains with the Psychic Course. You gotta run one or the other. And we'll move it along. The Trains are fucking ridiculous. I run them. I perpetually have them in my deck. They destroy the energy bases immediately. The pre-evolutions, they're really good against fighting them. I mean, if you're a scumbag, you can use them on the leader. It is what it is. So that's where the Trains are going. Eva 0 when we get her ID, or when we get to her ID, she's S+. Zeton obviously is an S+ unit, it's not even a question. Zeton I think is probably like in D. I was pushing for Zeton in B tier for a really long time, and I still think that Zeton will have its moment in the sun, because I think Zeton at high levels has the stats for it. But it's just not doing anything. I think actually, I don't want to put him in D. I think I'm going to put Zeton like here. I think Zeton is probably fine here. He doesn't do any damage. But his explosion is really good regardless of the level that you have the Zeton in. And his hitbox is fucking massive. So he's a little bit expensive. He doesn't really do any damage. But he's a really great tank. So he's at least going to get the C tier. Kong is not C. That is silly. You're silly, bro. Listen. There's a reason that I'm making the tier lists, all right? Let me just say. There's a couple other good tier lists out. Come on. This is pretty good. Put him at low C. This is like mid-low. What are you talking about? I don't think he's worse than Rodan is. I think Rodan is worse. I could go for this. I'll compromise and I can go here or I can go here. But I don't think he's worse than this Rodan. Is it an S+ for All-Star Battle? Oh, 100%. 110%. Mephilas. I wish Mephilas cost less. He would be really good if he cost less. Mephilas is probably somewhere like... I don't know where to put him in B. He's definitely in B. But he's not... You're asking how Mothra is better than Kong, bro? You gotta go back to smoking crack, dude, or whatever you were doing beforehand, because Mothra is way better than most of the characters on here. If I was a solid one leveled with Hedorah, in your opinion... Yeah, mine is level 28, 27 or 28, and he's really solid. Maybe I want to put him like here. I think he's fine right now. I think he just costs a little too much. If he was a 4 cost, I think he would be really good. But I think the 6 cost, I'm gonna keep him down here because solely of his cost. He is a decent unit, but he's a little too expensive. And I think if they moved him down, he would be really good. I mean, because he is a really good character, right? He is really good. He's just 6 cost, and that's really expensive. And like I said earlier, with the Kamakuras Swarms, that's a very valuable slot. You don't want to have too many 6 costs in your deck. You don't, and you know, the 5 cost is very valuable as well. So him compared to what GMK is not picking Mephilas. It's the cost. It's literally the cost. If they brought him down to a 4, he would be amazing, right? He would be in the A tier for sure. So this Godzilla's absolutely fucking garbage, bro. I cannot find a use for him at all. It's just Final Wars Godzilla's ass cheeks, bro. Beyond ass cheeks. I can't even find anything. There's not a single person on this planet that I think actually uses him unironically. Garbage tier character. Xfinity can suck it. Chef can suck it. No, but this guy got a really solid boost this month for his attack. I think he's probably somewhere like right here. I think maybe he's like this. He got a really good buff this summer, above Naranga or beside Destoroyah. Something like this. Yes, Wazowski. But Final Wars is better this season than he ever has been before. The buff that he got really did numbers on him, and it's showing because I'm seeing him, a lot of them in the arena, and the fact that they're giving me a run for my money is big. So we love to see that. So I hope that you Final Wars enjoyers this is your moment, because he's now in the A tier. S tier, my 3 shots, King Hedorah. My favorite character is S tier because he 3 shots the Dorats. Ava 01. My favorite of the Avas in the show, but not in battle line except as a leader. I really like Ava 01. They kind of fixed her targeting. I think she's just alright. I think she's probably something like this. 3-0 melee to Godzilla 4, remember? No, I don't remember. Must not have been important. I like Ava Unit 1. She's fine. She's not the best of the bunch, but she is pretty decent now that they kind of fixed her targeting. She's immune to explosions when she runs. She has piercing. The piercing goes through in decent ways. Her targeting is a little strange still, but it's still fine. I think she is decent enough, but I don't think that she is the best. She's somewhere in this middle range. They fixed her targeting. Yeah, they like kind of fixed her targeting. It's a lot better. The AT field should be the shield allies. That would be sticky. I agree. How is Ava 1 ahead of Mephilas? Because, like I said, Mephilas is too expensive. He is a decent unit that is held back by his cost. No sane person should be using Mephilas for that cost, when you could use other characters like, for the same cost as him, Ava Unit 1, or Kiryu, or GMK, or Destoroyah for 7. Like, come on. Ava 1 is like mid to high B. They fixed her up a little bit, so she's decent enough, but she's not the best Ava unit, but she is pretty solid. I don't want to put her in the A tier just yet, but she's a pretty big contender for A tier eventually. This is definitely in the S plus tier. It's like not even a fucking question. This might actually be the best unit in the game, unironically. The 4th Angel is fucking busted. It's just a guaranteed billion, trillion, jillion damage when he dies. 5 costs. It's just fucking set and forget. Wow, this is working out great for me that people don't like Mephilas, but I'm amazed. People like Mephilas. People just don't like him for the cost. And I think that no one should be running him at 6 costs. I think he should be a 4. Because for 6 costs, there are phenomenal, like leagues better characters for 6 cost. I've never had a Mephilas touch my leader. They just die on the field. But they're decent if they were lower cost. I believe that you destroy people with Mephilas. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying in the grand scheme of this game, he's not as good as some of these other characters, especially for the same price. Because 6 cost is a very valuable slot to have in your deck. And you don't want to oversaturate it with 6. And Mephilas, if I'm picking 2 6 costs for my deck, Mephilas is not making the cut. what was I saying? But the 4th Angel is a fucking busted unit. It's ridiculous. Alright, sorry, Jaden, but the Mechagodzilla is not that good. Mechagodzilla 21, I would probably put, like, right here or something like that. I don't think he's very good. Man, I haven't been feeling it this season. I bought the Battle Pass, tiers 11 through 50, and I'm going to grind to 66 and stop till next season. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are at right now, but the season ends, like, what, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Yeah, so you got some time. You got a week. Yeah, I don't think this Mechagodzilla is very good. I think he's better than Kong. But I don't think he's very good. Because he's honestly a powerhouse, but his kit is fucking whack. I don't think he's better than Kong, though. Kong just doesn't bring enough to the table stats-wise. Mechagodzilla has the stats to back it up. It's just harder to use him. G10 is like 1 buff away from being good. He has negative range, yeah. Like, if he had any remotely decent range, he would be a phenomenal character. But he has to get super close. But Kong is just like a weak G89. At least Mechagodzilla has something unique about him that makes him worthwhile a little bit. Now, listen, you can all fight me on this one, because I know there is mad haters for GMK in the chat. But I think that GMK is probably one of, if not the best unit in the entire game. Just a fact. This motherfucker is insane. Put GMK right behind 4th Angel mods, crush Melee Skull, make sure him and everyone who G-met him never recovers. GMK is so good. So good. His stats are on the same area as Ultima. His range is really good. He has a nasty AoE. He has minus 10% to the attack damage of your enemies on spawn. And he has the minus 10% damage on death. He is ridiculous. GMK is expensive, but he's way better than what you usually get for 6. 100%. Mephiles is a 6 cost. GMK is a 6 cost. Kind of a no-brainer there, right? Being able to just apply that debuff is insane. He's the only character with that debuff. In time, when more characters also apply this same debuff, either in a more reliable and more consistent way, so not on spawn and on death, or they're applying the debuff and it is better than the one that he's applying, then he will move down. But he is just, without that debuff, he's still a nasty fucking character. But because he has that on death and on spawn, it makes the enemy push a lot harder to, work. They have to work a lot harder. They have to work a lot harder for their wins when they're hit with that debuff. The only GMK that gives me a hard time is melees. Other than that, not too crazy. That's because I leveled mine up a ton. I want to Gmat GMK, but I'm going to wait until G2000 comes out before you do. Yeah, just to see what he's going to do. I'm going to go eat melee when I come back. EVA 0 isn't at least STR from the table. Yeah, we'll be there in 3 seconds. But GMK is fucking crazy, so I'm putting him in the S+ tier. Because he's unironically is really good. Memes aside, he is really good. The 10th Angel, I don't really think the 10th Angel is incredibly good. I know comics and administration 1 have been using it to some success in their deck, but their one is also like level 40 something. But I don't think that generally this thing is very good. I think it's like just fine. I got shit in my eye. I would put it in the C, but I think it is a little bit better than that. I want to put it like here or like here. I think is probably fine. It's like just okay. It has really good range. It's immune to explosions. It's flying. It's fine. It's all right. I think that there are other options that for 5 that you could use instead of him. But if you have him at really high levels, he's going to be really solid. Zerul is solid when leveled at 30. He's like low A, but at 20 or under, he's pissed here. I think 10th Angel is a solid pick, but more like a filler option than something you have in mind. If 4th was comms. 10th would be Dorats. 10 Angel is a win. Zoro, 10th Angel is disappointing. Range is the only good thing about him, and his explosion never hits. Yeah, his explosion never hits, but he is immune to the explosions from the bomb squad, which is really good. His explosion is not very good, but he being immune to explosions is solid. All right. Unit 8. Rei Ayanami. I mean, Mari. Sorry. This one is alright. I think I in the future, I think she's going to be somewhere like here. Because she is really good. There's not a lot of levels on her right now, but she's really good and fixed. I kind of want to put her... I don't know where I would put her. Maybe like somewhere like this. Mari's the Bay of all Super X's. I mean, she's really solid and fixed. I really like her range a lot. I just don't know how viable she's going to be in the arena. I mean, she's not really viable right now. No one really has the levels on her. But in fixed, she's a menace, right? So I think she's probably fine around here. I think is probably going to be the best spot for her. Somewhere in mid B, I think is good. I think she's better than Unit 1, but I don't think she's very good at the moment. Rei, though, Unit 0 is definitely like in the S, maybe S plus range. I would probably put her here, honestly. She's so fucking good. She's so good. I mean, high S or S or the bottom of S plus. Sorry, that is a child. Yeah, it's a child soldier. Rei when leveled is better than Burning. Go in the show in the game, no question about it. It's, you know what? I'll put her ahead of Burning because she gets that 70%. That buff. I'd say 0 is S plus as her kids is really good, especially in Tide fights. Her, like, on her own in the beginning, she's alright. She's pretty okay. She's just alright when she has the gun out, the Glock. But when she has that 70% shield, you cannot get through that shit. That is hard to fucking beat. That shield is hard to beat. And then she runs and she explodes. Really good. That's all you need her for. That's all you need her for. You just need her to whip that shield out and eat up all of the damage, take the missile out, and explode. That's it. And if you get lucky, she runs all the way to the enemy leader and explodes on them. Pause. Yeah, she explodes on them. She's great. I'm maybe not convinced she's S+. Maybe she's at the top of S. But I'll give it to her this time in the S+. Asuka was done dirty. Probably the least useful of the Avis. Yeah. So, Unit 2, I think, is probably like here. Something like this. Unit 2 is alright. It pretty much just walks around with the dualies and is just waiting to evolve. The beast form, I don't think is incredibly good right now because of the issues with the targeting. If Unit 2 didn't have so many issues targeting and attacking, it would be like an S, like a high A S character. But there's just so many. It in theory, like on paper, the kit for Unit 2 seems really, really good. But in practice, because of the way she's just hurting herself more than anything else. So she's going to be in the B tier. She's just all right. All right, now we got the latest jabronis to join us. All right, we're coming up on them. Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider's still fucking awesome, man. Kamen Rider is still really good. Kamen Rider is like somewhere up here. Like, Kamen Rider is fucking wild. Maybe like this. Really good. Really, really good character. I think this is probably fair. Kumo is own F tier because it's a prick. Simple fix B to give her double damage on her pounds. It has no damage, which is dumb. Oh, that would be fun. That would be fair too. Low A on Kamen Rider? No, Kamen Rider is high A. Kamen Rider is really good. Kamen Rider is still really good. Really viable, too. Better as a leader, but very viable in the arena still. I like him a lot. Kumo Augment. You know what? I might just put him like this. Kumo Augment. This fucker. Ugh, Kumo Augment. Ugh. Yeah, suffers from Zerul syndrome dog-ass until 30. I think that realistically, Kumo Augment is probably like something like this right now. Kumo is fine in the low levels. He's just gonna get ripped apart by a decently level train. But if you have him at a high level, he's back into the S tier. But I think somewhere like mid A is probably fine. My Kumo is like level 17, and he's just kicking ass, right? I was using him the other day. I think he's in the mid A, and I think if you get the levels on him, he's going to go back into the S tier. So now we got the two units from this season. Mechagodzilla and Chibi Godzilla. Mechagodzilla's super fun. No S tier, but Kid is a blast, and he hits hard. Kumo Augment had a tier to himself before the nerf. Now he's a punching bag whenever anything gets to him. He's guarded by something else. Too much of a gap between Kiryu and Kyukai. Now fix it. There you go. Mechagodzilla 74. I like Mechagodzilla 74. I don't think he is very good, but I think he's very fun, and I think that's most important, is that he's fun. And people enjoy using him. Stagathy's got him right now rented at level 30, right? Because I think realistically his like level 20 or 21. I have nothing really negative to say about Mechagodzilla. The only thing I have to say about him is just like his hit, like his stats are just kind of mid. So like he himself is a little mid. Although I really do like being able to drop G89 and G21 and Final Wars for the lower cost. He's got a lot working for him, and I think that over time he's going to be a little bit better. I want to put him this season. I'm going to put him in the A tier this season. I'm going to put him like here. But next season, I want to put him in the B because he's not going to be rentable. But the fact that he is rentable this season does put him ahead of a lot of other characters. I like him a lot. I think he's fun, but I don't think he's very good at this game. But because he's rentable, and we have the rented extended levels, he's going to be put in the A tier because we get a stronger one that we normally wouldn't be having at these levels. Now, this is like a no-brainer S plus tier. If his HP, this guy's threshold was lower, he'd be better. The Godzillas can only get maybe one hit off before this guy's wears off, make it like 60% or something. I agree. Space is better than Mecha's level 74. He's definitely not better than Destoroyah, though, you say. Has to wait 5 seconds after transforming. That really hurts him. Well, we could put him, like, somewhere like here. If that makes you feel better, you guys. I think he's A this season only. I don't care where he is. He's in the mid to lower A. Next season, he's definitely B. But Chibi Godzilla is an S+. There's not even a fucking question about it. Chibi Godzilla is superior. He's got cute voice lines. He waddles away on the field. He's very cute. Love him. This is probably the superior tier list. But realistically, Chibi Godzilla is like in the D tier, bro. Like, God. He just dies immediately. Maybe if they lowered his attack speed, I don't know why his attack speed is so fucking high. They need to make his attack speed like 2.4 seconds or something, right? He walks so slowly. He has to get so close before he charges up that beam. He's just like so not great. Studio mode, he's the GOAT, of course, Pans. But it's not that good. Maybe he's like here even. Maybe like this. Like, it sucks because he's super cute and I love him. But he's not very good. They need to just make his attack speed lower and his range a little bit higher, and he would probably be okay. Studio mode tier list. You don't need to have a studio mode tier list because they're like, it all just depends on what you want to do in the studio mode. I have videos for that. But this is the list, guys. This is, I guess, gonna be our tier list for this month. I think it's pretty alright. I don't have a lot of major problems with it. What do you guys think? Yeah, Giant Octopus and Chibi Godzilla honestly should just be fucking free. 1 energy or free. But I think this is a pretty solid tier list. I think we did a good job here. Pretty all around decent. It's a 7 out of 10 list. I'll take that. That's better than normal. I'll take that. So I guess this is what I got. This is how it's gonna be. And I think we're looking good. I think there's a lot of good picks here. I think there's a lot of things that could be, swapped around, maybe 1 or 2 spaces. But overall, I think we are in good shape, you guys. So with that being said, I'm super tired, and I don't know why. So that'll be the stream. But I really appreciate everyone hanging out. I haven't even looked at how many viewers we've had this entire time. I've had really good self-control. I hit the wrong thing and I fucked it up. But, yeah, so listen, this is what I got for you. So thank you. Just become untired. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye bye. I do have to take this BRB screen down, and whenever they upload a second anniversary, that is the one we will switch to. But I also got to just get another BRB or a stream ending screen done. All right, whatever. Rambling over. Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching.